Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Key. I tried to film this video once already, but my brother came in and interrupted me. So here we are again, trial number 2. Okay, so today's topic is gonna be about relationship advice and how to deal with insecurities and low self-esteem. A lot of people have been asking me to make a video about this, so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So I think I'll talk about insecurities and low self-esteem first. So, a lot of people have came to me and said that, you know, they had insecurities about how they look or a certain feature on their body, or they feel like they're not pretty enough, or they feel like other girls look better than them and that they're not gonna have a chance, and stuff like that. And I'm here to tell you from experience, I used to think the same thing. I used to think like, there's no way I can compete with other girls, and that they're prettier than me, they look better than me, and this and that. And I used to feel really just bad. Like I had a really low self-esteem at one point, and like I just never thought I was pretty, honestly. Like for a while I never thought I was pretty. I never thought I never thought that like people actually found me attractive. And in reality people did. I mean, obviously I dated, I had boyfriends and stuff like that. There was guys that liked me, and but I still didn't feel pretty for some reason. I still didn't feel I wasn't confident in myself. And I was like, like what is it? Why do I feel so insecure? Why do I feel so like not, what's the word? Why do I feel like I'm not worth anything? Like, And honestly, it took some soul searching, and I found out the reason I felt so insecure and bad about myself was because I didn't love myself. I didn't, make myself feel loved. I didn't make myself feel happy. And that's why I felt so insecure. That's why I felt so, like unpretty. And that's why my self esteem was so low. Like, because I didn't love myself. And, you know, people can tell you every day, all day that you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Any guy will want you, this and that. Guys could try to talk to you all day long. But at the end of the day, if you don't think you're pretty, if you don't think you're beautiful, if you don't think you're gorgeous, you're not gonna feel that. You're not gonna feel like you are. You're not gonna feel like you're anything. You're just still gonna feel unhappy, and your self-esteem is just gonna get lower and lower and lower until you can get to the point where you can build your self-esteem back up. And that's honestly what I had to do. I had to build my self-esteem up. I had to get more confident. I had to tell myself every single day that I'm pretty, that I'm beautiful. And I had to really get to that point to be able to do that, to feel like, okay, I am pretty, I am gorgeous, I am beautiful, I'm, whatever. And I mean, a lot of people don't believe me, but honestly, at one point I had a really low self-esteem, like low, 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 low. Like it was bad. And like I got to a point where I was like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. Like I don't want my self-esteem to be totally destroyed, and this and that. So um I had to get to that point. But another thing that helped me build my confidence back, I mean, my boyfriend, he helped me a lot with gaining my confidence back. And making me feel more confident and like able to go out and face the world. He helped me because like he always would make me feel better about myself. Like he always would compliment me. He always would tell me I'm beautiful and every single day, and he would tell me like, you know, I've never met a girl as beautiful as you. And honestly, hearing that from somebody who cares about me, it really helped me build my self-esteem back up. It really helped me feel better about myself. And honestly, like, I would look in the mirror and I'm like, you know, I'm not ugly, I'm not fat, I'm not none of that. So why do I think that about myself? And I think that I let things that other people would say about me get to me and get in my head. And I started to think, like, maybe I am fat, maybe I am ugly. But in reality, I wasn't fat or ugly. And I've seen that happen to a lot of people I know also. Like, they let people who say stuff about them, say mean and rude stuff about them, get to them, and they be like, you know, and it hurts their self esteem more. But, you know, I know, you know, people say this all the time, you're not supposed to care what people say, but you're really not. Like, you know, and for all those girls out there who feel like they're ugly and they're, you know, they don't feel pretty and they feel like nobody likes them, or there's something on their body that they're insecure about, I'm here to tell you that everybody is beautiful, everybody is gorgeous in their own way. So just because you look different than somebody else, just because you don't look like her down the street, or just because you don't look like her back there, that doesn't mean you're not beautiful too. Everybody is beautiful. You're beautiful in your own unique way. You don't, nobody looks like each other. So yeah, she's beautiful. Yes, she's gorgeous, but so are you. You just look different. That's all. That doesn't mean just because somebody else is pretty and gorgeous, that doesn't mean you're not pretty. It doesn't mean you're not gorgeous. You're just as pretty as her. You're just as pretty as she is. You're not any less than she is somebody else. You're not any unprettier than somebody else. You're not none of that. Everybody can be pretty, everybody can be gorgeous. You don't Being pretty is not looks. It's not how you look on the outside, it's not physical appearance. Being pretty is how you carry yourself as a girl, woman, teenager, whatever. It's how you carry yourself. It's your character. It's your personality. That's what being pretty is. You can be attractive, but your attitude could be terrible. You could be a bad person. Your character can be just unbelievably bad. Being pretty is not looks, it's not appearance, it's not any of that. It's who you are as a person, how you carry yourself. And that's something I also had to learn. Me, you know, yes, I'm attractive, but I have a good personality, I'm a good person, and I had that to go with my looks. You know, you don't have to be just pretty. And that's another thing. I feel like some girls dumb themselves down because they feel like that's what they have to do. You don't have to be just pretty. You can be pretty and smart. You can be pretty and funny. You can be pretty and goofy. You can be pretty and be whatever you want to be. You don't have to just be pretty. Like, you know, I'm not just pretty. I'm pretty. I'm intelligent. I'm independent. You know, you don't have to be just pretty. You know, it's just all in who you want to be as a person. And you know, I'm a very intelligent person, but I dumb myself down. I used to dumb myself down because I used to think that's what people wanted me to do. But you shouldn't dumb yourself down to be around nobody. And if people around you want you to dumb yourself down, then you need to get away from those people, because people who actually care about you and have your best interest at heart, they wouldn't want you to dumb yourself down. They would want you to be who you want to be, whether you're smart, you're really good at math, you're really good at art, drawing, you're really good at singing, dancing, you're really good at makeup, really good at nails, hair, whatever you're good at, be good at that. You know, share your talent with the world. You don't have to dumb yourself down. You don't have to hide your talents for just because other people want you to do that. You should do what you want to do, what makes you happy. And that's something I also had to learn. I used to want to do what other people told me to do instead of doing what I wanted to do and what made me happy. And once you start doing what you want to do and what makes you happy, you're going to be so much happier as a person, I guarantee it. Once I started stopped caring about what other people thought of me and what other people were going to say that was bad about me, I felt a whole lot better because I didn't care anymore if somebody said something about me. I didn't care anymore if people were talking about me. I didn't care anymore about any of that. So, you just feel better because you're not worried about if somebody's gonna say something bad about you, if they're gonna talk about your outfit, talk about your hair, talk about your appearance, or any of that. You're not gonna care because you're focused on what makes you happy. And I feel like that's something that is really beneficial for you and your self happiness. You know, you can't make everybody happy. You can't please everybody. You can't, So I feel like you should do what makes you happy and live your best life. Um, and I feel like if you're having self esteem problems, you should I know everybody says this, but you should stand in the mirror every single morning, every single night, and tell yourself you're beautiful, you're smart, you're talented, you're intelligent, you're funny, you're goofy, and anybody would be lucky to be around you. And that's facts. Everybody is one of a kind, and anybody that's around you should be lucky to be around you. They should be lucky to be in your presence, your aura, your whatever. They should be lucky to be your friend, your boyfriend, your family, whoever. They should be lucky to be around you because you're one of a kind. And that's how I feel. I'm one of a kind. There's nobody like me. There's never going to be anybody like me. And I know that when I'm around people, I make people laugh. I give people knowledge. I help them feel better about themselves. I'm a good person. So you leave a mark on people. And because you're different, you're unique, and you're just so one of a kind that you leave a mark on people. They remember you. They're like, oh, I remember that girl. She was funny. She made us laugh. She has a really super good personality. They're going to remember those things about you because you left your mark on them, if that makes any sense. Um, so yeah, that would be my advice if you're dealing with low self-esteem or you're dealing with insecurities. I would definitely say stand in front of the mirror, tell yourself you're beautiful every day and night, um, and just do things. If you're feeling like you're unpretty, do things that make you happy and make you feel pretty. That's what I had to do. When I felt unpretty, I would go. You know what I do? I sit down, and I would do my makeup. If I was feeling unpretty, I do my makeup and I put on some cute clothes and I would go out. Even if I'm just going to the mall and I'm just walking around, do something that's gonna make you feel better about yourself. Don't just sit around and feel sad and sorry for yourself and feel like you're nothing. Do something that's gonna make you happy, make you feel better, make your self esteem and your confidence go up. Do something that's just gonna make you happy. Whatever that is, whether it's writing, drawing, reading, cooking, baking, shopping, doing makeup, doing hair, doing nails, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, do it. Do it, do it, do it. And I guarantee once you start doing these things that make you happy and you're gonna start feeling more, your self-esteem is gonna rise. Like when I was having those moments where I felt like I wasn't pretty or I didn't feel beautiful or whatever, I'd go put on some makeup, put on a cute outfit, take pictures of myself. Even if I'm not going nowhere, I would just put on makeup, do my hair, do my nails, put on a cute outfit, and just take pictures. Even if you're not going nowhere, just take pictures and share it on Facebook, on Snapchat, on Instagram, wherever. And just, and I guarantee you people are going to comment on it and be like, you're beautiful, you're this, you're that. And that's also going to make your self-esteem go up, because you're hearing other people say that you look beautiful, you look gorgeous, or they're giving you nice comments that's helping your self-esteem. That's also another way to help your self-esteem go up. And another thing you can do when somebody talks bad about you, ignore them. I know that sounds tedious. That sounds like it's like, duh, Kiani, come on now. But ignore them. Block them. If they're commenting on your picture saying rude stuff, or, they're swiping up, or, something like that, ignore them. You could delete the comment. You could take them off Facebook or whatever. Or if you really want to, push their buttons and show them that you don't care about what they have to say about you, keep them on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever you have them on, and post pictures of your success. Then they could say, at the end of the day, after that, they could say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter, because you're successful. You got stuff going for yourself, and you're not worried about them or what they have to say bad about you. That's the best revenge. Then that just shuts them down. Because at the end of the day, yeah, they could sit there all day talking about you, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna matter, because you're doing stuff with your life. You're going places. You're achieving goals, and what they're saying about you doesn't even matter at that point. It's like, what can they really say about you? And honestly, that shuts them down every time. Every time somebody's talking about me and this and that and where I am in life, as soon as I post pictures of me being successful and me and how happy I am in my life and how I'm happy with myself, there's nothing they can say about me, because at the end of the day, I'm doing things, I'm being successful, I'm not worried about anybody else. And it's nothing they could say about you after that. Like, literally, there's nothing that they could say about you that's gonna matter, because you can't talk about somebody's success. If somebody's doing good and they're doing successful things and they're going places in life, you can't say nothing bad about that. It's really nothing they could say. So that's just gonna shut them down, and they're not gonna have nothing to say after that. Honestly, they're just gonna sit there mad. So that's what I recommend. Those are things that I've also done. So I'm not just telling you guys to do that just because I've done those things myself, so I know they work. But I highly recommend doing those things, because you'll really see a result, and you'll start feeling better about yourself, and you'll be happy, and you'll be in a happier place. So that's what I recommend. Okay, so next topic, relationship advice. The first question I was asked, are arguments in relationship bad? Arguments in relationships aren't bad, but if you're constantly arguing about stupid stuff or stuff that's just petty and it doesn't really matter, then no, I feel like that's bad, because when you're arguing, it should be for a purpose. If you're arguing, it should be because you guys are arguing about bills, you're stressed about bills, or, something like that, along the lines of that. If you're arguing about stupid stuff that doesn't matter, like petty stuff, it just doesn't really matter. Like, if you're arguing about, I don't know, a pillow fell off the couch and your significant other didn't pick it up, I feel like that's stupid. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, I would be mad if I don't know, I'd be a little upset if, like, I came home and, like, all the pillows were on the floor off the couch, and my boyfriend just left them there and didn't pick them up. But I'm not gonna sit there and start a full-blown argument over that. I'm just gonna tell him, hey, next time you see the pillows off the floor, the pillows off the couch, and you see they're sitting there on the floor, can you pick them up? I'm not gonna sit up there and go and scream at him like, why didn't you pick up the pillows off the couch? Like, I'm not gonna sit up there and do that. Like, that's just petty. But I am gonna let him know, like, hey, next time can you just pick the pillows up off the floor? That's, you know, you don't need to sit up there and start an argument over that. So no, I don't think they're bad. If you're arguing over something that just doesn't matter, or that's just stupid, then yeah, I feel like, you know, then that's bad. But if you're arguing over something that actually has a purpose, and you guys are arguing because you're trying to resolve something, then okay, I don't think they're bad then. How do you make a relationship last? I feel like the keys to making a relationship last is, like I said in my last video, communication, trust, honesty, respect, and responsibility. Okay, so for communication is one of the number one things for me, because if you can't communicate, how can you guys be in a relationship? If you guys can't talk about simple things, how can you guys be in a relationship? The relationship is not going to work if you guys don't have the proper communication. If the communication lines are not open, how can you guys have a relationship? You know, and that's something I had to learn also. Communication is key. Instead of me, what I used to do when I was younger, when I was in relationships, I would sit there and be mad and not tell my boyfriend what's wrong or how I feel, and then he started doing it and this and that, and we're both sitting here mad instead of just communicating and resolving the problem and just saying how we feel. You know, y'all sitting there being mad is not gonna solve the problem. And if anything, that's making it worse, because you're both sitting there mad and you're both just like, well, I'm not talking to him, and well, I'm not talking to her, and then you guys are just sitting there mad for days and days and days and days, and nothing is getting resolved. If you talk and one person go at a time, you say why you're mad, he says why he's mad, you guys resolve the issues, and you work it out. You sitting there not saying nothing, or not saying what you need to say, or holding back stuff is not gonna make anything better. It's gonna make it worse, because it's gonna sit there in the back of your mind, you're gonna be thinking about it, it's gonna be on your mind, it's gonna be on your chest, and it's gonna constantly irritate you, it's gonna create a bad mood, and it's just gonna continue until you tell your significant other how you truly feel. And that's something I had to learn also. So I'm not just telling you this to tell you this, I'm telling you this from experience, because I used to do the same thing. I was that girl. I was that person. So I know exactly, you know, how that situation plays out, and it doesn't play out good. So communication, number one. You have to have communication. You have to communicate, or it's just not gonna work. So, okay, so that's number one. Number two is trust. For me, I had trust issues for reasons, you know, I'm not going to get into that, but I had trust issues. So if I can't trust somebody that I'm in a relationship with, I just can't be with you. It's not going to work for me. If I can't trust you, we can't have a relationship. You know, like, I don't want to sit up at night worrying about if my boyfriend's cheating on me, is he talking to other girls, is he texting other girls, is he around other girls. I don't want to worry about that. I don't want to be sitting up thinking about that. I don't want to have that on my mind all the time. I don't want to go through that, you know. When you guys establish trust in the relationship, it makes it easier. Like, when my boyfriend's going out, he tells me he's going out. He tells me who he's with, what they're doing, and when he's probably gonna be going home. When he's going home, he tells me he's going home. When he's at home, he tells me he's at home. And he does that on his own. I don't ask. He just tells me that on his own. So by him doing that, it establishes trust, because, you know, instead of me assuming that he's just out and he's around girls and he's doing this and he's doing that, you know, he's allowing me to trust him by being honest about where he's at and who he's with. You know, so that's another thing. And then also, like, I know, I don't know, like, women's intuition is strong. So, you know, I've never felt like he was being unfaithful or he was talking to other girls. I never felt like that because of the fact that I trust him. And I know what kind of person he is, and I know that he's not gonna do that. You know, I don't know. When you trust somebody and the trust is genuine, you feel more comfortable, you feel happier in the relationship, and you're not stressing about something that's not going on. You know what I mean? I'm not, and that's another thing. Like, I, when you don't trust somebody, you're constantly, sorry, my eyes itching. You're constantly thinking about what they're doing wrong to you, and you know, it just it it affects your mind and your self-esteem because you're constantly thinking that they're cheating or they're doing something to hurt you and this and that, and it's getting to you. So it's becoming personal at that point, you know, like more and more personal because you can't trust them, you know, and it's like it just makes the relationship harder. It just and I'm pretty sure, you know, all the ladies and all the fellas out there who know what I'm talking about. When you're in a relationship and you don't trust your partner, it just it causes problems, and the problems that don't need to be, you know. And you can tell based off the type of person you're in a relationship with, you know whether you can trust them or not. Like, based off how my boyfriend and our relationship in the past and everything we had in the past and now, I know what kind of person he is, and I know that he's not gonna cheat on me or anything like that. He's not gonna be around no girls and stuff like that because he respects my feelings, and he knows that him being around girls when I'm not around makes me feel some type of way. So he's just not gonna do it because he respects me enough. And based off of that, it makes me trust him. I don't have to feel like, what if the what ifs are not there, because I trust him, and you know, I know that he's gonna do right by me even when I'm not around. And the what ifs, they just disappear, you know. And that's how it should be in your relationship. You should be able to trust your partner, man, male, female, whatever. You should be able to trust them, and you should be able to know that when you're not around, that they're gonna respect you and your relationship, and they're gonna do right by you whether you're around or not. So moving on to number 3, respect. Okay, for me, respect is huge, especially me being a woman. I can't be with a man who don't respect me. When I mean respect me, I mean like respect me as a woman who, you know, like, you can tell when a man has respect for you. When I mean, and this is huge because, and this is the difference between a man and a boy. A, a, a truly real man is gonna respect his girl, meaning your boundaries, um, as far as like past relationships, as far as your relationship now. That's what I mean by respect you. Like, when I say respect, when I say my boyfriend respects me, I say he treats me like a lady. He doesn't treat me like some hoe off the street is what I mean. I know that's a little harsh, but he treats me like a lady, you know, no matter who's around, whether he's around his friends or not. He doesn't, a real man will respect your boundaries. When I mean boundaries, I mean like as far as what you're not willing to do and what you're willing to do. So as far as I know it's gonna be a little X-rated, so if my family's watching this, listen, y'all could click off of it now. So, but like as far as our sex life and stuff like that, he never was the one who brought it up. He waited for me to bring it up when we decided when we were going to, do that. He didn't make the first move. I did, because he didn't want to. He respected me and my boundaries, and he didn't want to make the first move. He waited for me to make the first move so that he would know that I'm ready to go ahead and do that. And that should be for any relationship. You know, I'm not saying like the guy can initiate it, but if he respects you, he's gonna ask first. He's not gonna just be like, okay, yeah. No, he's gonna ask if you're okay with it. Do you agree with it? How do you feel about it? This and that. And he's gonna talk to you. You guys are gonna have a conversation about it before it happens. Me and my boyfriend, we had several conversations about that before it happened, and I agreed that I agreed with him that I would be into doing that, but he waited for me to initiate it so that he knew I was comfortable and that he wasn't crossing any boundaries. So that's what I mean by respect your boundaries. He, you know, and there was times where, if I didn't want to do it, and he, we were talking about it, and I told him no. He didn't. He never forced me. He never told me I had to do it. He was just like, "You don't want to, okay," and we just went on and we talked about something else. And that's what I mean by respect my boundaries. When I say no, and that means no. He's not gonna keep pestering me. He's not gonna be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like he's not gonna try to force me to do anything I don't want to do. He's not gonna do none of that. That's what I mean by respect my boundaries. When I say no, I say no, and he's just like, okay, and we just move on. And that's how it should be with any relationship. If you don't want to do something, it doesn't even have to be just sex. It could be anything. If there's something you don't want to do, if you say no, the person you're with should respect that. That's not just for, ladies, that's for guys too. If you tell your girl no about something, she should respect your boundaries as well. But and as far as also what I mean by respect, I mean like I don't personally I don't like when I don't like when my boyfriend, well, he doesn't do this, but if he did, I would definitely tell him about this. But I don't like to be called a bitch in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's different when, like, if I'm talking to my friend, I'm like, bitch, and she'll be like, bitch. If, as far as that, I don't really care because, like, I always say bitch. Like, that's my word. But I mean, as far as my boyfriend calling me like that's my bitch, no, I don't like that. Like it just like I don't know. It's just something about it I just don't like. So yeah, no, I don't like that. But that's how I feel about that. And yeah. So okay, moving on. Responsibility. Now, what I mean by responsibility is when you both of you take responsibility for your actions. So if you guys are in an argument, it shouldn't just be one person taking responsibility for the argument. You guys both argued. So both of y'all should be taking responsibility and apologizing to each other, not just one person, apologizing to the other. It should be both of y'all. Regardless of who started it, both of y'all was arguing, so both of y'all should take responsibility for it. And that's with me too. There are times that me and my boyfriend got an argument. I apologized and he apologized also. Regardless of who started it, we both was arguing. So y'all both should apologize to each other. Taking responsibility for both of y'all actions is a huge thing because if nobody wants to take responsibility for what they did or in their part and stuff, it's gonna end up terrible. Cause then he's not gonna want to admit to stuff. She's not gonna want to admit to stuff, and then y'all relationship is just gonna be like nobody wants to admit to anything. So I say take responsibility for your own actions. Even though y'all in a relationship, he could take responsibility for things he did. She take responsibility for the stuff that she did. And then boom, y'all both took responsibility, apologize, say what y'all have to say and move on. That's it. And then the last thing, responsibility. When I say responsibility, what I mean by that is like it's when y'all are in a relationship, you're responsible to make each other happy. That's why y'all in a relationship, because it's your job to make your boyfriend happy. It's your job to make your girlfriend happy, whatever. And if you're not making your partner happy, they're gonna look elsewhere. So that's why I say when you're in a relationship, it's your responsibility to make each other happy, fulfill each other's needs, be each other's other half, I said second half, be each other's other half, and just be the best you can be for each other, really, is what I mean by that. So, what I mean by that, like, when you have a whole bunch of stuff going on, bullshit at work or BS at school or whatever is going on in your life, when you go and hang out with your partner, or if you come home and you living with your partner, you don't want to deal with BS from them also after you've been dealing with BS all day from other people. Your partner is supposed to be the person that makes you happy. It's supposed to be the person that makes you, feel relieved from any stress you have. It should be the person that makes you feel better about yourself each day. It should be the person that you go to when you need to talk and vent, and the person that you could go to lean on when you need them. That's the whole point of having a significant other. They're supposed to be that person that you go to for happiness, relief, when you need to vent, when you need to cry, when you need to yell, scream, whatever. They're supposed to be that person that's there for you. And if your partner is not doing those things, then I would recommend talking about it to them and like trying to see like what's going on, like where your relationship went wrong. Excuse me. Or if you talk to them about it multiple times and they're not willing to change, throw the whole nigga away or throw the whole bitch, whatever, female, male, whatever. Throw the whole person away. Like, if they're not willing to treat you right and be there for you when they need to be there for you, but you're giving them everything they need as a significant other, throw them away. Like, get a new partner who's willing to do those things for you. There's plenty of guys and there's plenty of girls who would gladly treat you right and do what they need to do in the relationship. So why settle for somebody who's not gonna do that? But yeah, and that's something I had to learn too. Like, when I was in relationships and the dude wasn't treating me right, I had to realize that there's guys out there who will treat me right, who will make me happy and make me feel, like he deserves me and this and that. And that's something I had to learn. And I had to learn to stop settling for guys who treat me wrong and treat me bad and who don't care about me, this and that. And yeah, it's a hard realization. But once you realize it, you'll feel a lot better moving on with somebody who actually cares about you and who actually wants to do you right and do right by you. And you'll feel a lot better about yourself as well. So, that's all my advice for today. If you guys, I'm thinking about doing a girl talk series. So, comment some more girl talk topics that you guys would want to hear about from me. I have a couple already that some of some subscribers have recommended to me. So I'm definitely gonna do those. But if you guys have any more topics you guys wanna hear from me, let me know in the comments or just let me know on Instagram. But yeah, so that was it for today's video. I cannot talk. That was it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.